you remember last year when the current president of the United States almost caught a bullet between his eyes, and the conversation that started after that through the initial shock and panic of almost seeing somebody in a prominent position almost get their life taken from them? Do you remember that it was about political rhetoric and how it was too divisive and people were throwing insults all the time, and it's going to embolden somebody to think the only way to deal with people who think differently from you in the realm of politics is to take them out? You remember the all common consensus that the temperature is too hot and it needs to be cooled down? Good. I'm glad you do. So you know that it never cooled down after that point. Do you remember a few months ago when Charlie Kirk ended up not being on this world anymore because someone shot him in the neck, and it created the conversation again of political rhetoric and how divisive it is and how people just throw insults at one another, and how if you don't course correct this, people are going to be emboldened to think, hey, the only way to deal with your political opposition is to commit acts of violence upon them. Glad you remember that. The temperature has still not calmed down, especially in these past few days where apparently Trump either tweeted or retweeted something that has people in a panic because he's making it seem like he's okay or in support of his political opposition being taken out if they're promoting something that goes against him or whatever law he's trying to put in place.
Just over 5 months ago, it was June 14th, and I was sitting on my couch at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, awake before anybody else in my house. And I got an incoming call from my boss. And there was no reason for me to be getting a call from my boss at 6 a.m. on a Saturday on the first day of a multi-week family vacation for him. So I tentatively answer the phone, and he says, hey, I need you to lock all of your doors and stay inside. Senator Hoffman's been shot. Now, I've worked in the political space for a number of years. We didn't know what was going on or who was on this list, who was being targeted, if Senator Hoffman was a one-off. All we knew was we were fucking terrified. And then I see this tweeted by the President of the United States. I'm not surprised. It's not that. It's that I can't even say that he's going to get somebody, because the reality is he has already gotten many people. It's already happened, and it's going to keep happening. His rhetoric almost my senator. His rhetoric, the Minnesota House representative in the district right next to me. This is unacceptable, and this can't be normalized. And every time he does this, I get angrier and angrier that there are still people out there who support him. He is not going to get somebody killed. He is getting people killed all the time.
And that's something I'm going to allow other people to deal with, because I have no idea what that is in full context. So I'll leave it at that. I think we do need to bring the political temperature down, but we have to figure out ways to do it. And there is a way. It's the same way we have to deal with all these other instances of serious conversations that go on that nobody really knows how to start, but we all understand the severity in that. And I believe the way to discuss it is by pointing out the stupid people who want to take any real conversation and turn it into, hey, look at me. Case in point.
Morning, a former congressional staffer from Ocean City, New Jersey, is charged with staging a violent attack against herself that she claimed was politically motivated. Federal prosecutors claim 26-year-old Natalie Green went through extreme lengths to undergo numerous cuts and getting zip-tied with the help of a female co-conspirator. The criminal complaint says the women called 911 back in July to say they were attacked at gunpoint at the Egg Harbor Township Nature Reserve. Police found Green zip-tied with crisscrossing lacerations and messages written on her body. One was a sexual slur referencing President Trump. The other called a federal official racist. Green admitted or claimed the attackers were talking politics, but investigators determined it was all a hoax, finding zip ties and duct tape in her car, as well as text messages with a body modification artist that they say she paid to scar and scrape her. Green is believed to have been working for South Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew at the time.
You have real examples of people being in fear for their life, people being threatened, people almost being shot at, people being killed over political opinions and how they're divisive or how they're not correct in the realm of somebody's opinion or overall disagreements. You have these in real time. And I got to sit here and look at a bitch who's not right in the head hiring tattoo graffiti artists to scar them up and write Trump whore on their fucking stomach. You take away from the actual conversation and how divisive political rhetoric can be. You take away from the ability to get people to understand that a conversation may not change anybody's mind, but overall you'll get a better understanding as to how someone thinks, because shock of all shocks, everybody doesn't think the same. Everybody grew up different. Everybody, even though there may be some similarities, you all have different experiences in this world and they are valid. And while there are some things in this world everybody should come to an understanding on that no one's going to be in fanfare of or be in support of. Case in point, people who think it's okay to touch kids. I will never accept your worldview, and I hope you face the fucking wall. And you have these moments that are important to talk about, but when you have people who want to take away from that because they want to fixate on trying to spin their own narrative, it makes it 10 times worse and creates an opportunity for more divisiveness, because if somebody's casually hearing about this and they find out that somebody put some anti-Trump messaging on somebody or some liberal messaging on somebody else or some conservative messaging over here, it'll create that conversation of, oh, these dastardly liberals, they want to see us dead. Oh, these Republicans, all they want to do is lock us up or deport everybody who's not white. Oh, they all want to suck Trump's dick. Oh, they want to rub on Biden's clit. Like it creates this stupid muddy water that needs to be course corrected. And I believe the way we could start is by pointing out the stupid people who are trying to make real situations all about them, laugh at them, and then lock them up and throw away the key. That's the start. The second part is to get motherfuckers to hammer it home, and maybe I could just inseminate my seed just a little bit more in your minds to understand you will have disagreements with strangers, friends, family, etc. It's going to happen. It shouldn't be the end all be all. Yes, there are some things that'll create these conversations. Maybe they're layered in a little bit of trauma. It's all around the experiences in how people grew up. And when you are having these conversations, whether they be in agreement or disagreement, what's important that after you finish talking, you listen, because you will learn something. It might be something fucking stupid, but you will learn something in the grand scheme. And if you're not willing to learn, then why bother even complaining about this? Everyone is capable of learning something new every single day. That is the beauty of conversation. That is the beauty of communicating. That is the beauty of seeing people and wanting to engage in civil dialogue. Yes, it's boring, especially when you got all these fucking debate bros wanting to just throw insults and call everybody woke or racist or libtard or shuck and jive. Yes, that's more entertaining for you. But in the long run, that's also part of the problem. This divisive back and forth that's monetary for people to just hurl insults and thinking, hey, if I go and turn around to my hug box and I get them to cheer me on, that means I win. And it doesn't. And it all just proves my point that I'm fatigued by humanity. But let me know, would you go far in trying to prove a point about politics that you would hire somebody to cut you up? Do you believe conversation is a beautiful thing? Are you willing to learn the ways of the melanated schizo? Or are you somebody that's just completely like me and waiting for the downfall and excited to see how stupider this could all get? And if you are in that last option, I'd recommend subscribing to the channel, because wherever stupid exists, I'll be there to verbally whip. Subscribe. Mwah. Goodbye.